What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I'm your host. My name is Scotty Scooter McGurman, and we are back. Alongside me, as usual, I have two excellent stand-up comics or comedians here in the Wichita area. First of all, to my left, I've got the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing really well.
As am I. I'm sitting here, something we didn't address last week, sitting here comfortably.
Yes, we didn't.
New chair. Look at this. People probably noticed on YouTube I can swivel.
Yeah, you can.
Now I can go left. I can go right. What I can do is I think probably going to become my new favorite activity is I can not look at you while talking to you. And I think this is how I want to do the show from now on.
Fine. And also to my left, I have another very, very good stand-up comic here in the Wichita area. Partially Native American after visiting the surface of the sun. We call him the Wreck, Derek Alders.
How are you, Scotty?
I'm doing a lot better than you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm nice and fried.
Jesus, you look like red.
Yeah, I look like 33% Cherokee.
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly. But thank you guys. We're actually recording a little bit late tonight because I got to watch my boys win. Wichita State is going to the Final Four for the NIT. And I know that's not that big of a deal. We got the NCAA tournament going on. But, yeah, it was a rough year, and now it's turning into a pretty decent one, and I'm kind of happy about it.
Well, you can be number 69.
Yeah, exactly.
We're 69. We're 69.
Yeah, right. Oh, God.
With the yellow kazoo.
Yeah, he's got the yellow kazoo. Yeah.
Something that I wanted to tell our listeners and viewers is that, and we've probably not gone over this as much as maybe we should have. Mm-hmm. People don't know it, and this doesn't completely fall on you. I'm going to take 8% of the blame.
Okay.
Give Derek 12 and 80 on you.
Thanks.
Unlike most podcasts, this one is pet friendly.
Yes, it is.
So, because I tell a lot of people about it, and they're like, "Well, I got a dog," and no, you can have your dog and listen to this podcast. We are pet friendly.
We actually have two dogs sitting over on the couch right now.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Well, yeah, they're mine.
I don't like them being here.
No, whatever.
They stare at me with judgment.
Well, that's everybody does.
One of them called me a fat fuck, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, true. But we got a lot of stuff to go over, guys. We actually got some MMA news for the first time. We've got the NFL going over Gronk's retiring. We got the MLB, and obviously we want to go over our picks for March Madness, the results, and also to see where we're going to go from here. What's going to happen? What we think is going to happen? Because actually, we did a fairly good job. I actually didn't tell you guys this, but I listened to the episode again, and I took kind of like a vote. Of if me and Derek agreed on a game and you didn't agree, I went with me and Derek's team. If it was you and Derek, then I went with you guys. Unless it was me by myself, I went with who I wanted to go with. So I made that bracket, and that one's doing quite well.
Great.
Yeah. So that's we're doing fairly well. I think we are
good for you, Scotty.
Well, I got to give all of you guys credit because we really do a pretty fine job on this show, in my personal opinion. But that's because I'm fucking biased.
I just like the group text you put me in.
Oh, God.
Scotty sent me a nice big group text of all of our standings in the bracket. And as soon as he sends that, he sends me a personal text just to him and me saying, "Hey, watch what you say in the group text. My bosses are in there."
All three of them.
All three of them. So I immediately wanted to spring into action. And I had a few suggestions to text back. One was, "Hey, Scotty, had an awesome time the other night with the strippers and cocaine. Next time, can we get female strippers?"
Oh, God.
And then my next idea...
Some of my bosses would probably laugh at that one.
Yeah, and then let's see. My next one here was... right here. How about this, Scotty? Pulling for you. You're going to need the cash to cover those attorney fees after beating that pregnant chick.
Oh, God.
And then the last one was, since I'm pretty much eliminated, I hope you win. That'll help while you're between jobs. By the way, did you tell your boss to eat a bag of dicks yet? Or are you waiting until after you get back from vacation?
Yeah. But no, that was.
I sure was glad to be a part of that group text.
Sorry, you didn't fill a bracket out.
That's all right. I still pay by the text. Buck a piece.
But yeah, so there was a lot of stuff that's going on. I kind of want to start it off with some new news because we really don't talk MMA on this show very much. Even though
news,
fucking kazoos. And it looks like that Conor McGregor is actually going to retire from the sport of MMA. Like he specifically said he wants to stay out of a ring. I'm not really all that shocked, nor do I.
Khabib beat him into retirement? Is that what happened?
Khabib beat him in retirement. Floyd Mayweather softened him up, and the last win that he had almost 3 years ago was against Alvarez. And I mean, he won the title that fight, but then he's had 2 fights in practically 2.5 years.
And Khabib beat the shit out of him.
Khabib beat him in the
Yeah.
I think he beat him. I want to say in the 3rd round, if I remember correctly, and tapped him out.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a
that.
diehard MMA fan. I'm super diehard MMA fan. There actually has been some talk if we can get him on. Obviously, we're in the Wichita area where Caveman is from.
Yeah, David Rickles.
David Rickles. I've not yet reached out to him, but I think I'm probably going to before too long.
You know, I think he's scared of me.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But
Yeah, all you got to do is flex, man.
Yeah, I would, but I like these sleeves.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, that is a good shirt.
Yeah.
Hides more sunburn.
Um,
But anyway.
I know that in the fight game that this happens regularly when fighters maybe don't get the draw that they're used to, or maybe they can't negotiate for the purse. They threaten to retire. So I don't know that I would put this in stone.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either, but I don't know if he does decide to fight again, if he's going to fight with the UFC. I would assume he has contractual, bounds to where he has to. But, I've always said that if you've got a guy like Conor McGregor or our next topic being Gronk, you have an athlete that's, pretty much this has been his whole life, both of their whole lives, working out, training for their sport. And that's just kind of second nature. You can wake up in the morning, you know exactly what you're doing, except for, well, we'll get with the Gronk later, but somebody like Conor McGregor, who's just, I mean, he is a beast, but 3 fights in 2.5 years, I almost don't care.
I got more of those in high school.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm over it. I don't want to say he's not relevant, but in the weight classes that he was fighting in, they're stacked. I mean, you've got somebody like Khabib that's literally probably one of the best pound for pound fighters in that weight class. Not in that weight class, in the world. And Conor can't beat him, so who's he supposed to fight next? You know what I mean?
And just so you know, this isn't Sunburn. This is Matt Burn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
We
from
were
when I
all
was
wondering.
Right.
cage fighting.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. But that's our UFC news for the day. Let's get to Gronk. Gronk's retiring after 9 seasons. Spent his whole career with New England. He's only 29 years old, so that means after 5 years he's going to be in the Hall of Fame at 34 years old, 35 years old.
Who's this now?
Gronk. Rob Gronkowski.
Never heard of him.
I'm sure you didn't. You probably had him on your fucking fantasy team.
No, I
asshole.
didn't.
I wish I could retire at 29. That'd
No
be
joke.
fucking amazing.
No joke.
If I did that, I'd be fucking like the poorest retiree ever.
Well, I mean, this guy literally had just ridiculous stats as a tight end. Probably will go down, in my opinion, the best tight end ever.
No.
As of right now. Who do you got?
Tony Gonzalez.
Still?
Yeah.
He's number 2 on the all-time receptions and touchdowns for any receivers and everything. Jerry Rice is the only person with better receiving numbers
Okay.
than him.
I'm
He
not
did
even
it
a Chief
way
fan.
longer,
No, I hear you.
but Tony Gonzalez completely revolutionized that position. They used to just be linemen who were eligible to catch passes.
That very rarely did.
Right. And
Fantasy football, you drafted Tony Gonzalez, and it's like, all right, well, fuck, let me throw a dart. Looks like I got Algie Crumpler. Like, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
Well, anymore, I mean, this
now they're extra receivers on the field.
Well, in this fantasy season, you're not going to have a whole bunch of receiving tight ends in this upper echelon. I mean, normally you had Kelsey, Ertz, and Gronk in the top 3 as far as who you pick, and now you've got Gronk missing.
Watch for Njoku.
Yeah,
I like him with Beckham now out there to take some of the pressure off of him. And
the other thing I kind of like is if they do end up getting Kyler Murray, Seals Jones in
Arizona.
yeah. But
I will say that Gronkowski may very well be the most versatile player because they put him in the backfield at times.
You can't
They
fucking bring
line
him down.
No.
He's a tank.
Yeah.
And what's the NFL going to do for meatheads now?
right. Well, and the coolest part was the guy in the offseason probably went out, partied in just went absolutely nuts and didn't get into a whole bunch of trouble.
Within 2 years, he's going to be doing porn. Just saying it right now.
I'm calling WWE.
He's
WWE?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling.
Maybe both.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's actually had some affiliation with WWE, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
There was like an event in the New England, Boston area that I think he actually made an appearance, if I remember correctly.
Sure.
He was. I just remember seeing a picture of him in the ring.
I just hope his porn name is Bob Gronkowski.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he grows a mustache.
Yeah, that's it. And he doesn't change anything else.
As far as WWE goes, I know there's absolutely no truth to this whatsoever, but I would love to start this rumor now. Turns out he's the illegitimate son of Hillbilly Jim. I really want to start that rumor.
God.
He looks
man.
more like a Duggan to me, a Jim Duggan.
Sure.
Hacksaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching
That's
him.
any time that I'm confused about what to do, I always say WWJDD. What would Jim Duggan do? He would start a USA chant for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And so
And carry a board.
carry a
Applebee's is
board.
really pissed at me.
Yeah, like a fucking two by four to the ring. I think he even wore. He didn't wear like anything American. I think one time he put an American flag on the board.
Tights.
Well, yeah, he wore like blue tights though.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he was one of the last to wear just the Speedo.
yeah, just the Speedo
Yeah.
And big gut hanging over.
Oh, yeah, for
loved
sure.
it. Loved it.
Yeah, it's like he's like the fucking 80s Burt Kreischer.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But I love it. He'd be wrestling another American.
Yeah.
And start that USA chant as if this fucker is some new terrorist. No, he's just
Yeah.
he's Steve.
that's all you got.
Steve in accounting. Okay, all right. So, did we have any other NFL news we wanted to go over? I mean,
Justin Houston signed with the Colts.
yeah,
I think that's pretty good.
Oh,
signing.
yes,
they
the
still got-
rule change.
yeah, the rule change.
Yeah.
As
As just Houston though, I mean they're still $70 million under the cap. The Colts are. So I mean,
Ooh.
they're good.
Yeah.
They
They're
need
gonna be
one
good.
They need one or two quality receivers.
Yeah.
They got Hilton, but Hilton's getting older and he gets banged up a lot.
And he's undersized.
he's very undersized. I'm surprised he's not as banged. He's actually pretty healthy for his undersized.
I think if Luck had a couple of guys that were 6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
215 that had good speed and good hands, he could. Well, actually, most quarterbacks could probably do a lot with that.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
but he could do more than average.
Don't they need? They probably need to get somebody in the backfield though, don't they?
They should. I think they're going to end up drafting somebody.
I figured as much.
They do. Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
That guy.
I mean, running the fucking ball.
Frank Gore's 1,000. I mean,
Man,
Sure.
Mr. Invincible.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's still around.
yeah, I can't either.
But they need somebody in the backfield and then probably another good outside guy.
Yeah, they need somebody else outside.
Right.
That shit with Gore and like Lynch though. Mm-hmm. This is why Gronkowski, I believe, is making the right move. Mm-hmm. He's getting out while he still can walk under his own power and has his better years at him. Gore and Lynch, guys like that, they are going to pay for that shit so bad in the years to come.
Yeah, but don't put it past them to just kind of try to get out of the early season bullshit and come in halfway through the season for like a deal.
That does happen sometimes.
His
too.
agent said that. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, said that he wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady called and said, hey, man, I need you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be shocked if Gronk was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm in.
So
Fuck it.
he's represented by the biggest scumbag in all of sports next to
Scott Boras.
Mayweather.
Scott Boras, pretty big fucking scumbag, too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in. I would probably say like 7 games in.
Yeah, maybe.
Right around
We'll
in
see
there.
where they're at. I mean, if they're
Yeah,
doing,
if they're doing excellent, then
if they're
no,
6
leave
and
him alone.
1, he's sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah,
if they're 4 and 3 or 4 and 2 or something like that, then maybe he's getting a phone call.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he didn't have anything to worry about in that fucking division at all.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was getting ready to say is, okay, you've got to beat the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills.
Yeah, the Dolphins don't have a quarterback anymore.
Colts. Or no,
the
Colts are in
Colts?
the north, aren't they?
Yeah,
South.
South.
Yeah,
Wait,
they're in the AFC South.
They're in the AFC. We've got that pegged down.
Yeah.
They used to be the Browns. We know that for a fact. That's it. That's all we
Yeah.
know about the Ravens.
whatever.
The rule changes that we're talking about.
Yeah, that actually just kind of surfaced just now while we were watching the game.
Well, they had the one that had passed today, which was the no blindside blocks.
Okay.
That they said that most, like 30 or 40% of the concussions come from blindside blocks on punt returns and kick returns.
Okay.
Which I think ultimately they want to get rid of the fucking people running the ball back. They don't want people to do that.
Yeah.
I think they're slowly taking that step.
It seems like 1 out of every 3 punt or kick returns has a block in the back anyway.
And it usually doesn't even affect the fucking run back.
No.
But
That's
if
the
they're
shitty
saying
part.
no
You just got guys getting
blindside,
tangled up.
yeah. I mean, there comes a point, I get it. You got to protect the players. You got to protect the image of the game. But there's a point where these are adults who have made the choice to get into a very rough and tumble sport.
And get paid
And get
millions
yes,
of
they
dollars.
are compensated quite handsomely for it. Most of them make more in a season than I'll make in my lifetime. Now, granted, I make $3 an hour, and I only work 7 hours a week.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you fucking rock that glory hole like no
Oh,
other.
I sure do, dude. I get
That's
tips.
terrible.
I get 50-cent tips sometimes.
Yeah.
Just through the small hole.
Yep, free drinks. Sure. You get free drinks.
Absolutely, I do. I gotta.
You got to work for him, but he gets them.
I gotta have something to wash that taste out.
Oh, God.
Not everybody likes peanut or pineapple. I mean, it's
I remember I'm asparagus, so I help you out there.
yes.
Yeah.
The other rule changes they had was they approved the pass interference no calls.
Yeah.
You can challenge that now unless there's 2 minutes left, and then it's up to the ref's discretion. But PI is now reviewable.
Yeah.
So that's,
Non-calls.
I think
they
non-calls,
can't.
yeah.
If they call pass interference, they can't go back, review it, and say and pick up the flag.
Right.
So do you think this is just a question now that the referees have this as kind of a fallback that there will be less pass interference penalties thrown?
I don't know because I think that the refs secretly resent the challenges.
Okay.
So I think they want to get it right as much as they can.
Right.
And I also would imagine that the number of challenges, just like with anything else, is they're going to be limited to the number of challenges.
Sure, but with
they can throw.
this rule in play, it'll come in effect automatically under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes, yeah.
And then you can still challenge to see if you can still challenge that there was pass interference on a play if it wasn't called before 2 minutes.
You can. I think you can challenge both here. It says NFL owners voted Tuesday night to allow offensive and defensive pass interference penalties, including non-calls, to be subject to challenge. So I think even
if they throw the flag and there
you
wasn't,
can challenge that too.
I'll be goddamn.
Oh, cool.
You can. Yeah, it's
Now,
both
see,
ways.
I don't know if I like that
I do.
because that's somebody second guessing the refs on the field. I mean, if they saw something definitively, and then you make it the opinion of the guy up in the booth as to whether or not, because sometimes the refs like to let them play.
Sure.
And let them hand juke and shit, and sometimes they don't allow anything.
Right.
And that's kind of part of the game.
I just don't want the game to slow down. I mean,
Speeding baseball up, slowing football down.
yeah, exactly. And that I just don't like that. I want there to be some continuity to the game, and I don't want fucking whistles being blown every
Yeah, but
5,
you only
10
get
minutes.
2 challenges unless you're right on the third one. So I
Sure.
mean, it's not like you're getting an extra challenge. So it's
Sure.
So I don't think it's really going to slow it down that much.
The only yeah, I guess that's true. All right,
And
well,
I would
we'll
just
see.
assume they got it right.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah.
they get it right too.
I mean, it might have been a way better fucking Super Bowl if they would have got it right.
Yeah,
On the fucking
they would have
Saints
definitely
game. Yeah.
definitely been a better Super Bowl. Saints versus Chiefs. I wish it would have been that.
I don't know that the Chiefs would have made it.
That was the rule that got voted. That was they're reviewing that rule too.
Overtime.
The
both
overtime,
2
that's
possessions.
been pushed back to May now.
Yep.
To where each team gets a possession in overtime, which
They'd have
stop
found
them.
a way to fuck it up.
Stop them. I mean, if they score the touchdown, then fuck it. You
Yeah,
should have
but-
stopped them.
I know, but if you got
Yes.
2 high-power offenses and they can't stop them, I still think that the other team has the right to get the ball. I do not like a game being won by a coin flip. Like, hey, they went on a run to tie the game back up. They got it tied. Now we're going into overtime. In every other sport, everybody gets the puck, the ball. Every other sport. This is the only one where one team does not get the opportunity to
Table
possess
tennis?
the ball.
NASCAR doesn't even have overtime.
No, they don't.
No.
No. But I mean, baseball, you get extra innings, and both teams get the opportunity. Obviously, home team, if they score, it's over. But the visiting team gets the top. So
Yeah, I don't know. I just like it's different. To me, I don't like that idea. I think that, and I know the coin flip thing, and maybe figure out a better way to determine who gets the ball.
yeah,
But if your defense can't
Sprint
stop
to the
them,
50.
Thumb wrestling.
thumb wrestling.
Thumb wrestling. Paper, rock, scissors. Fuck, how did that not come
Say
out?
paper, cock, scissors. Is that what you just? I've never played that.
Wrap your dick in it with paper and cut it so it just covers everything up.
All right.
Oh, terrible.
And then
Okay.
What was that the onside kick rule got slow? It got just demolished. They're keeping that the same. Denver wanted to propose the AAF deal where you get it instead of the onside kick, you get the 4th and 15.
No.
The funny thing is,
don't take the foot out of football.
out of anybody though, why would Denver propose that? You have Joe Flacco now as your starting. Like the guy's not going to convert 4th and 15 anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He can't throw the ball that far.
I understand if Kansas City or New England proposes that or something like that, or
Yeah.
the Saints, somebody that has a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
But you're going to have the Broncos
Yeah.
propose a 4th and 15? Are you fucking kidding me?
They do a running play.
Yeah. A check down.
and they've already done enough. I mean, how many kicks actually got returned back this year? I don't know the percentage, and I'm not really actually asking, but there was a shitload of touchbacks.
Yeah. I mean, this is the onside rule.
Oh, that's right, the onside rule.
And it's like
fucking
touchback.
10% of the onsides. And it's to me, it's an exciting play, especially when you do recover.
Absolutely.
The 4th and
Yes.
15, I think, just kind of.
And this is kind of a 2% rule to me. You know, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. Every time that I play Madden, I have yet to kick it off. I
Just do an onside kick?
I onside kick every time.
Yeah, and in the AAF, you can only do it if you're down by 15,
17, I
17
think.
or
Yeah.
some shit like that. And so you have to go for 2 if you score a touchdown. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You can't take the foot out of football.
Yeah,
You're
I'm glad
telling
they
me
shot
you don't
that down.
like something about the AAF?
Yeah, right. Johnny Manziel. All right, plays for the Memphis Nobodies.
I'm glad they shut that rule down though. That one did not pass. That got
Thank God.
overwhelmingly voted down.
Good. It should have been. Okay, moving on to baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening day Thursday,
It's coming,
fellas.
baby.
I'm ready.
It's here.
By the next episode, baseball will have started
And
Our
the Royals will be eliminated.
from the playoffs.
Just
First
math-
game.
just mathematically.
Mathematically, yeah.
They won't be that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will. I'm
they
just
will.
kidding.
I was looking over their
60
projected starting roster. I
68
didn't
games.
recognize half the players on that roster.
You'll get to know them.
I hope not.
You'll get to know them.
I hope they trade them for better personnel.
And it's kind of weird because both Derek and I do not dislike the Royals. We actually enjoy going to Kauffman every once in a while and seeing a good game.
Sure.
You know? But
Who doesn't like going and watching Major League? It's still Major League Baseball.
Sure.
Yes.
I just go
And-
for the $8 beers.
Yes. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
the $30
fucking-
parking.
They taste better when they're $8.
Who doesn't want to sit out in the 100-degree heat and drink a lukewarm, flat $8 beer?
Somebody who ain't American. That's
Damn
it.
right.
No, it's the best. It's the best thing in the world to me. I love going. I would love to go to Wrigley with you.
It's amazing.
I know. But like I was saying, we don't hate the Royals, but Derek and I vehemently hate each other's teams.
Yes.
I wasn't like that, until last season. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're a dick.
Oh, why? Because I called to remind you that the Cardinals were out of the playoffs?
Yeah, thanks, fuckface.
Well, your fucking pitcher looks like a 70s porn star.
Okay.
Well,
for-
McComas is good.
you understand that for anybody to hate the Royals, that would be the equivalent of going, I hate this fucking doormat. That's where the Royals stand right now. And they have a history of being the fucking whipping dogs of everybody else in the league. Sure, they had in the 2014, 2015
Yeah.
great runs.
Yeah.
But they sold the fucking farm to do it.
Yeah,
and
but
now
Hosmer
they're paying
ain't-
the price.
Hosmer ain't really doing much.
I'd still love to have him back.
He's in fucking San Diego now with
Really, they sold the farm. Who's doing anything that they traded? to
exactly.
get
That's
those
my
guys?
point. That's exactly what my point is.
Well,
Will Myers
Okay.
hasn't done shit.
yeah.
Well, he was before.
Hosmer.
He was the
Will
Shields trade. He was the
trade.
Shields Davis
right,
trade.
But I'm talking about the prospects that they traded to get.
Zobrist?
No, the other one, the pitcher,
Cueto.
Cueto.
Yeah.
Who?
God damn it! You'd have to ask me this right now. I can't think of the names.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I sure am. The fucking the relief pitcher out of TCU, the only guy to ever pitch in the College World
Finnegan.
Series, and Finnegan. Yes,
I traded him
yeah,
to the Reds, I think.
yes.
And he's
Now-
not doing anything.
Right, but if you take all those guys and you put them on the Royals, they may not be doing a whole lot with their shit teams, but those Royals teams never relied on superstars.
Yeah, sure.
That's that thing that I've always said, that baseball does not require the best players, it requires the right ones. And
Right.
they were all the right players.
Right. But
Finnegan, John Lamb, and Cody Reed were traded for Cueto.
See, and we're missing Cody Reed.
Yeah. Sounds like a NASCAR driver.
What did he do? What position?
Yeah, exactly.
bench warmer, water filler.
I get it if it's like Scooter Jeanette, and
Ass
you lost him
wiper.
or something,
See,
but you've got nobody.
They don't have a proper kazooist.
That's true.
So really, I think
I'm
the
wearing the
Royals won
jersey,
that trade.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. And you never know. I mean, maybe Hosmer will start turning things around now that he's got Machado and San Diego with him.
Maybe.
Doubtful.
He hit 270, I think. or
Yeah, I
280
mean,
last year.
he's
respectable.
and he's still the finest defensive first baseman in a long time.
Sure. That Kansas City's had.
He
Yeah.
won Alcides Escobar, their shortstop, a Gold Glove by picking shit out of the dirt.
Mustinkus, too. Don't forget Mustinkus.
Mustakas.
Yeah, no
Well,
shit.
Mustakis wasn't a Gold Glove winner. I mean, but yes,
But he couldn't
How many-
throw the.
he saved error after error after error with bad throws because the guys knew that they could because he was going to pick them out of the dirt.
Right.
He played first base like a third baseman.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
With a
great for
bigger floppy mitt.
Yeah. And you guys signed an extension for Hendricks.
Yeah, we got the Cubs re-signed Hendricks, added 4 years for $55 million, which I think is a bargain.
I was gonna say that's a pretty low.
A couple of years ago, he
contract.
was top 3 in Cy Young.
Yeah.
In Cy Young voting. Soft contact rate is crazy good. Great location.
Fucking looks
He
like a
doesn't-
serial killer.
He doesn't throw lights out speed, but he can pinpoint locate.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Maddox.
That's what they think. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a little mini Maddox kind of.
He throws a little bit harder than Maddox does.
They
He
even-
touches 92, 93.
They even nicknamed him the Professor.
He looks like
Cubs
a
have.
fucking serial killer to me. He shows no emotion whenever he plays. He walks off the mound in between innings just like his dog died.
It's called ice water in his veins.
Yeah. I would much rather have
It's like
that
depression.
than do you remember 2014 with the Royals, Alex Rios?
Yes.
That fucker would strike out looking and practically skip back to the fucking dugout. He had not a care in the fucking world. I would much rather have a guy with a fucking 40-yard stare and no emotion than a guy who seems happy to fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, like so I could just imagine somebody hitting a dinger off a fucking pitcher and he just gives him a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
And high fives him and he's rounding third. Like, way to go, man. You sure got a hold of my fucking curveball. I hung it in there for you.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to fuck my wife later, she's third row.
You sure got the best of me. You know, this does remind me, we were talking about Maddox, a conversation that you and I had about how dominant he used to be.
Absolutely.
Without hardly ever touching 90.
Yes.
And then I got to thinking about and this is something I would encourage everybody to do. Go to a batting cage where it throws 90.
Yeah.
And see just how fast that slow fucking pitch is. You'll shit your pants. I've faced 90 a couple of times. I know I haven't swung at a fast pitch baseball in 15 years, so there's no way that I could catch up to it now. But at one time, if it was coming straight down the heart of the plate, yeah, I could have cranked it. But, Maddox was throwing that hard and making it do
moved.
shit.
It moved.
Yeah.
It was pinpoint accuracy.
I find it pretty easy to hit 90, but some people call that elderly abuse.
Sure.
Hit him with your car.
Cops call it speeding.
Yeah.
I call it 5 points. But I guess on my team, I'm a huge St. Louis Cardinal fan. I know I'm decked out in Wichita State stuff today. Normally I have Cardinal stuff on.
But the Goodwill didn't have anything in there yet today. So
My dick
Nobody's
there.
looking at you, Scotty.
We signed, or we had a contract extension for Goldie. He's been a part of the team for literally 4 months,
if that.
if that. And he's going to get a 5-year contract for $130 million.
Sweet. I hope he breaks both his legs.
Shut up. And I don't know. I'm stoked. I'm so excited for this year's team. I think that the Cardinals organization did a lot of stuff to help them, and I think they will. I hope they win the Central.
They won't.
Shut up. Of course you're going to say that. You're going to say the Cubs are going to win.
Ah, you know who I think's going to win the Central? The Brewers.
Brewers?
Brewers. Especially if they get Kimbrel. They're in talks with Kimbrel right now.
Okay. And that's why I kind of say maybe not. I think it's going to be a dogfight for the wild card again this year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Brewers, Cubs, Reds,
Cardinals.
Pirates, Cardinals.
Yeah, you're a dick. No, I think it's going to be either be Brewers, Cardinals, or it's going to be Cardinals, Brewers, and then the Cubbies. Yeah, man.
No.
That's the way it's going to work.
Nah.
Yeah.
And once again,
Reds, Pirates.
I didn't get my dream of a Cactus League championship.
No, you didn't.
They're one game out.
Damn it.
Darn. Because it matters so much.
They need to move over to the Grapefruit League.
I think they do. Yeah, they need more humidity.
Yeah,
the
that's
problem.
all it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat in the
ball
Cactus
doesn't
League.
carry in the dry air.
For fuck's sake. Okay. All right. Now to the whole reason why we well, not the whole reason, but we had March Madness start.
I was going to say, the whole reason that we do this podcast, I don't know about you guys, I do it for the pussy.
That's right.
That's why I do it.
Yeah? No, that's not how it works. If anything, it makes mine angry.
I'm just waiting.
My wife's angry.
I just do it for the free stuff I always get.
Oh, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, they're like, you're unfiltered? Yeah. I'm like, I'll have a glass of water. They're like, boom, it's on me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking A, thanks,
They
man.
don't filter that either.
Yeah, good looking out, Arby's. Appreciate that.
Anyways.
You got the meats.
They put some Arby's sauce in it.
Lord. Okay, so March Madness
about
started
Yep.
on Thursday.
When?
Derek and myself had the day off on Thursday and Friday, so we got to cuddle while Jeremy was at work. Mm-hmm. And we did fairly well. We did really, really well. We had a lot of games. We called two.
Scotty little spooned out of this world.
No,
Yeah, he did.
no, I cuddled with your dog. But no,
That's dick, Scotty, not dog. My dick.
Yeah, you're mispronouncing big hairy cock.
Yeah.
You're saying it dog.
I don't even have a dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
it looked like a dog.
Well, I appreciate that.
It barks.
Yeah.
Small.
That's a party trick that he does.
It's a very small dog.
It did wiggle around.
I kept petting it and it started shaking.
And then it spit at you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why'd you stick your finger in his dick's ass?
Yeah.
That was weird of you, Scotty.
It wasn't bad, though.
Oh, it's terrible. But anyways, we called quite a bit of the upsets that we had. Obviously, we all knew that it was going to be a 12-5.
I didn't know there was going to be fucking three of them,
But
though.
we didn't know that there was going to be three of them. I called two of them. I think both of you. No, you called. Was UC?
I ended up switching my pick after the show. The UC Irvine K-State game, I switched to UC Irvine.
Once you found out that Wade wasn't playing.
Yes.
Okay.
But I did switch that way
Before the game even
day
started.
one.
Yeah, that was.
I never
early
got
before
the
this.
option. I was working.
Well,
What a fucking loser you are.
Exactly. Get some vacation time and come out and hang out with us.
Yeah, we get free shit.
Oh, I've got the vacation time.
Then
I just
use it.
I'm a very important person.
You want a fucking cookie?
Yes.
What kind do you have?
Too fucking bad. I'm
Monsters.
happy.
Monster cookies are the
Yeah.
best.
No. Okay.
Sure. Oh, the ones with the M&Ms?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we had the first 12-5 that we called. I believe was Murray State Marquette.
Yep. That
And-
one, I think we all did. Jeremy, did you have that one?
No, he picked Marquette.
Oh, womp womp.
And they looked
Nice, 'cause
good. They looked good. I looked at Derek right before the Murray State Florida State game, and I was just like, if I could, I may actually like if I could have made my bracket after watching them play that game, I'd have been like, Jesus, they looked so good. They
Ja
may give,
Morant.
yeah, Ja is a fucking stud in that first game.
Triple double.
Yeah,
Is that Ja Rule's kid?
no.
No, it's
How can
Aaron.
they
It's
have the
Aaron
same-
Moran's kid from Happy Days.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Sony?
Yeah.
I'll be goddamn.
Yeah.
And Ja. Actually, they're together. They had.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been a great spinoff.
Ja
Johnny
Rule.
loves Ja. Murder.
Oh shit! I just want to see Ja meet the Fonz.
Because they both got that.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, Ja Rule and shit. Fuck.
Johnny loves Ja.
But anyways, I'm glad I didn't get a chance to make that switch because then Florida State ends up coming out and kicking the ever living shit out of them, 90-62. So glad we did not get a chance to do that. The one that we did not call, though, that I was actually really surprised was Liberty, Mississippi State.
Yeah, I was on a fence on that too in the beginning, and then I ended up just sticking with Mississippi State.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know a whole lot about Liberty, and I knew enough about Murray State and Marquette. Because that's the thing with the 12-5s. What they try to do with the 12-5 is they flip the order over. So if you have a smaller conference or not as popular of a conference that like Murray State was in, they'll put them as a 12 seed because they really haven't played anybody all year, but their record they only had like 4 losses all year long. And then they put that 5 seed as like a big conference where it's
They've got
third or
losses.
fourth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
12 losses in the Big Ten,
or they flip it. Or they do the exact opposite. Like what's another one that we had here? No, I don't want to say Oregon, but
I'd say Oregon.
Yeah, but I was looking for another smaller school. No, they kind of, they kind of did the smaller conferences all the way around. Were all 12s this year. Yeah, they were all 12s.
Oregon. Oregon was a 12, weren't they?
Yeah, Oregon's a 12, but they went up against Wisconsin for
the Big Ten,
in there in the Big Ten. So all of the smaller conferences or lower seeded conferences were the 12s,
except Buffalo. And Wofford. Wofford was a 5, weren't they?
No, that was a 7.
That was a
7.
Buffalo was a 6.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
6. But no, we even called getting to the second round. We called KU getting beat by Auburn.
I called KU getting beat by Northeastern,
which I no.
I just like the fact that Northeastern was a 3-point shooting team, and exactly what I said happened with Northeastern is what happened with Auburn.
And Auburn didn't just beat KU; Auburn kicked the shit.
They did. They kicked the shit out of it. And I wanted to say something because I get a lot of flack, and we get a lot of flack because we do have friends that do listen to this show that are diehard KU fans, and and we love you. It's not that we don't like you. You are probably some of the cool KU fans that we know.
I sent one of them a virtual hug.
You sent him a what?
One of my buddies is like, I really have trouble listening to the show when you guys just bash on KU for like 20 or 30 minutes. And I was like, well, none of us like them. But it's like the one guy I always send like I'm sorry when they lose.
Yeah.
This time I just sent him a text of a GIF and it was just sending virtual hug. And that's all I send.
By the way, if you are that way, stay tuned to this because this might go the other direction.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, listen, I will say this. Listen, you guys have made 30 straight consecutive NCAA tournaments. I won't bash on you for paying players today, but don't hold your head down. You guys are going to be just fine next year. And my meme about you guys only being able to hold your tongue for 10 minutes without talking shit because you lost actually was valid because 10 minutes after I had that meme and shared it on my personal page, of course I get a response that's kind of one of those responses that are kind of a jab.
What killed me?
I don't follow you on Facebook.
I know, it's okay.
What killed me was somebody had posted something about was it Devontae Graham and Svi, the Svi dude?
Oh, I didn't see this.
And it was like they tweeted. I think Devontae Graham had tweeted something about not even going to say anything about K-State. Don't want to be classless because you know how their fans are so classy or something. And Svi was like, "Yeah, don't do it, bro. You know they have the classiest fans." I'm like, you guys aren't even in the fucking NCAA anymore.
Yeah,
it was a little ridiculous, and then so to me it was bittersweet seeing him get beat in the second round after they've got former players ripping on Case. Like that rivalry, once you're gone, I mean, I get it, but you're in the NBA now.
Yeah,
who gives a shit?
But that's the thing. What's bigger rivalry, KU K-State or KU Missouri?
KU Missouri.
Duh.
I would say.
So I mean,
and pretty much any KU fan will tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. And
most KU fans who are say under 40, because I'm old enough to remember way back in the day when KU K-State was a twice a year absolute fucking knockdown drag out battle.
Yeah,
long before Missouri really got good.
Sure.
Then in the 90s, that's when the KU Missouri thing. But in the 80s, KU K-State, that was a fucking showdown.
Yeah.
Well, now there's rumors that Bill Self may leave and coach the Bulls.
And he shot him down.
Yes,
he came out and said something very, very similar to what Roy Williams said whenever he was getting ready to go to North Carolina.
I think the only way he'll leave and do that is if
There's a sanction.
Yep, if there's a sanction or Adidas comes out and says, "All right, this is," or that more comes out of that Adidas deal, and then I think he's like, "All right, fuck it, I'm gone. I'm going to the NBA. I'm not getting in trouble for this shit."
Yep, double middle fingers. Have a nice day.
He's a man of principle, and obviously the Bulls don't pay their players enough.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously though, I am 100% on your side with this.
It's the Pete Carroll move. It's what Pete Carroll did.
Yes, from USC going to Seattle.
Well, no, it was New England. Or was it New England? No, USC and Seattle. Yeah.
He went to Seattle.
He was in New England, then went to USC, and then USC to Seattle.
Right.
Yeah.
But seriously, and this is something that we'll probably we probably won't see until obviously after March. It'll probably start coming
April, May.
I'd say probably more or less right around May, because that's probably when they'll drop it.
Yeah.
Because they can't really do it right after the Final Four and right after championship. You don't want to still necessarily
the NBA is still going.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The NBA season probably has to be over, but
then you're looking a little ways away.
Yeah, so
June, July.
But I'm very, very curious to see what's going to happen with that whole ordeal. I'm not saying that he's going to go, but I'm saying that if he does, it's because there's some sanctions that's coming down the pipe. And even though he says he wants to see it through, I think he's full of shit.
Yeah, he'll turn coat and run.
Yeah, but you never know. Who knows? But anyways, all you KU fans, we really actually do love you. Just hate your team. Mm-hmm. But anyways, let's see.
Except for Eric. Fuck that guy.
I agree. Fuck it.
Anyway,
do I know which Eric we're talking about? You know what? It doesn't matter. Just fuck Eric's.
Yeah.
But one of the games I did want to go over was that we did see was the UCF Duke game, because in the second round that was the closest fucking game out of all of them. All of the rest were just beat downs.
That was the one game I wanted to watch.
I know.
Didn't get to.
And I got to.
It was hard to watch.
Why did you say it was hard?
UCF, and I'm being so totally serious about this. I have never seen anybody give so much just to come up that. I mean, I feel so bad for those guys.
Okay.
They played their fucking asses off.
Yeah, they did.
And quite frankly, I think kind of deserved the win.
They did deserve the win.
And it sucks so bad when you see, in sports today, guys who, like LeBron, who half-ass it.
Yeah.
And still get everything they want.
Yeah.
To see these guys go out there and just fucking kill themselves just to come up 1 point short. And that fucking ball, 99% of the time, that fucking last shot rolls in. Mm-hmm. On any other day, if they're playing any other team.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for those guys. I've never tried that hard, I don't think, at anything in my life.
Yeah.
And they showed it all. Their fucking emotion in that locker room. I genuinely, I'm not a guy who gets real emotional, but I teared up a little bit seeing that shit, because I really felt bad for him.
You knew that Coach K went into their locker room after the game, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. What the fuck's he doing in there? Shouldn't he be busy celebrating? They just beat the fucking...
I mean,
they got a guy at 7'6". He wanted to see what that dick looked like.
I'm shaking my head saying, yeah, that is what I have heard, that actually after the game, Coach K went in there and actually congratulated them because it was such a well-fought game. And even though they lost, they should not hang their heads. They looked amazing. Actually, just looking at the stats from that game, UCF...
What if he just went in there to brag? What's up, Losers?
Get the fuck out of here, Coach K. Anyways, field goal percentage, UCF outshot Duke 48 to 44, 48% to 44%. 3-point percentages, well, they went 9 for 18, so they were 50% from three. Duke went 10 for 25, so 40%. Free throws, though, this one kind of shocked me. Taco Fall fouled out at the end of the game, which pretty much gave Duke the guarantee win after that point, because then Zion doesn't have a 7'6" guy to go up against in the paint.
Yeah.
And free throws, actually UCF was at the line twice as much, 15 for 20. Duke only shot 12 free throws and only made 7.
Wow.
So that's
so they both missed 5 free throws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And UCF did get out rebounded on the offensive boards, actually 7 to 13 on offensive rebounds. But defensive rebounds were split 22 to 22. So they got out rebounded by 6 rebounds and almost doubled on offensive rebounds. So 13 offensive rebounds, and you got a 7'6" guy. Now, granted, he was in foul trouble, so he didn't see the floor as much as we would have liked to see him.
I think he only played like 25 minutes.
Yeah, because he was in foul trouble in the first half, had to come out, then went into the second half and didn't get to play as much because he fouled out.
I wouldn't have sat him as long in the first half as they did, though.
He
had 2 fouls, and in the last 2 minutes of the first half, you're still sitting him. I'm like, let him in.
I don't know. That's kind of a judgment call that I can't really hang the game on a coach because
What's the difference? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
But what's the difference if he commits a foul with 48 seconds left in the first half, or if he commits a foul with 48 seconds into the second half?
Then you're not starting him at the beginning of the second half to go on a run. So that's where I'm going. Yeah, you don't want to put a guy in a position to have 3 fouls going into halftime and not be able to have him come out of the second, or to start the second half, and not allow your team to go on a defensive run if you're holding him because he's not in the game, and that's a possibility for the team that you're playing to go on a huge offensive run because one of your best defensive players is out of the game.
And I didn't get a watch. Were they ticky-tack fouls early, or were they?
They were. It wasn't like terrible. It wasn't like terrible, awful calls, bullshit calls. I thought it was a fairly decent officiated game.
The worst.
Yeah, Duke. I wouldn't say it was like a pro Duke.
No.
Officiating crew.
Because the worst one I remember was the national championship. Because my boys at the University of Illinois was playing North Carolina that year, and Augustine. They called just 3 horrible fouls on him. Like every time he was on the floor, he fouled out. I think in the first half or right into the second half.
Yeah,
it was awful. And then from then on, it was an uphill battle, which they ended up only losing by like 2 points. But it's still, I almost threw my remote through my TV. But
well, I've done that almost once or twice. But God dang it, there was another thing I was gonna go over in that game. I can't fucking remember. Shit. Oh, well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off track there.
Yeah,
it's your job to keep us on here. Fucker.
Thanks, man.
But he had Izzo, too.
That's right. I did want to get to that because that is something that a lot of freaking analysts are freaking the fuck out about. Now, I will give Stephen A. credit and Max Kellerman, who I hate with a fucking passion, all kind of came to a consensus that what happened with Izzo is what a coach should basically be allowed to do as long as there's no physical contact. But basically what happened, I think it was about 16 and a half to 17 minutes left to go in the second half against Michigan State and Bradley, which that was an actual pretty damn good game.
Yeah, that was a battle.
So kudos to Bradley and the Missouri Valley. But at about 16 and a half to 17 minutes, there was a time where Aaron Henry for Michigan State was kind of lollygagging back on defense and just not really hustling. Didn't look like he was giving a shit. And timeout came to, and whenever he was walking back to the bench, Izzo got into his face, just let him fucking have it, and he was ballistic. And all of us know what Izzo looks like when he goes ballistic. This was like to the 10th degree. I mean, he probably wanted to strangle that kid, but knew that he couldn't. And so they get into the huddle, and they're sitting down. They're going over what they need to do. Obviously, Izzo is still screaming at this kid. And finally, some of the players actually had to hold him back because he was losing his shit.
Izzo
had to hold Izzo back. Yeah, because Izzo was losing his shit that bad. And you've got a lot of analysts that are just going, oh my God, you can't do that to a kid. You know, it's just so fucking horrible. Izzo should be reprimanded or have some kind of penalty. Fuck you.
You can't do that to an 8-year-old kid, but at this point, he's 18 years old, 19 years old.
Fuck you,
That's a goddamn man.
Yeah, but what the fuck did you think you were going to get into? With playing Michigan State basketball with the head coach, Tom Izzo.
And with where they were at in that game, Michigan State was actually at half, if it was that early into the second half, at half, Michigan State was down 1 to Bradley. It was like 35, 34, 36, 35, something like that.
Yeah, I'll actually try to pull the game up.
But I had it just a second ago.
But go ahead, Jeremy. You were going to say something.
Tom Izzo. Yeah, thank you, Scotty.
You're welcome.
Tom Izzo has earned the reputation, and rightfully so earned the reputation of one of the best college basketball coaches ever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he did it without any fucking help from these analysts.
Yes.
He knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I guarantee you this fucking kid doesn't trot his ass up the fucking court again.
Guaranteed.
Later on, down, what he's a freshman?
Yes, he was a freshman.
Yeah.
Aaron Henry's a freshman, yeah.
This is going to pay off in spades over the next 4 fucking years. And
Yeah.
while he may not have liked having his ass chewed,
Yeah.
and it may have been unsightly to watch, he's going to be a better player for this. I firmly believe that. Izzo knows exactly what he's doing. He's not only is he a very smart basketball tactician, he knows how to sculpt these kids. He's worked with college kids his entire career.
Absolutely.
And so, get off his ass. He's gotten to know this kid throughout the course of this year. He knows what he responds to and what he doesn't. And not to mention that you got every other player on this team who's worked their ass off to get to where they're at.
Right.
And if they wind up losing this game because of your lack of fucking hustle, you selfish prick.
Yeah.
Move your ass.
Yeah. But guess what? You know who out of everybody that was sitting there, trying to coddle this kid, saying he should have been yelled at, guess who really didn't, who actually took the constructive criticism? The kid.
Yes.
Aaron Henry basically said, listen, I was nervous. It was my first, college game, and basically said, Izzo needed to pump me up. Coach needed to get me pumped up, and that's what it took. And here we are with a W. And now I'm not gonna be like that next game. Get off of his fucking ass.
Sure.
It absolutely drives me nuts that you have some of these people that are like that. Because then what's going to happen? You're going to have these college kids that are basically going to be needed to be in plastic bubbles their entire lives and not hear anything that they dislike or don't like or whatever, just to make them feel all pretty or precious. No. Here's a fun fact. Life sucks and then you die. And there's not going to be any flowers and rainbows whenever you get out of college basketball if you don't make the NBA. Life is hard. And I'm not going to sit there and accept that you can ridicule Izzo for trying to make this kid into be not only a better basketball player, but probably a better person just by being able to take it and maybe go along with it and become a better person because of it.
A little too far is much better than not enough.
That's exactly correct.
And I know you don't like political shit, and I'm going to try and keep this as politic free as I can.
Please.
But this is the power of outrage that has overtaken just society. We see it all the time with stand-up comedy. Outrage is power. Suddenly you get to come at your opposition with a feeling of anger and from the position of moral superiority, like you're defending the little guy. This fucking little guy can fucking defend himself, but it makes you feel better to be outraged. Suddenly you're the good guy. And it happens. There's certain shit that outrage is definitely warranted.
Yeah.
But on this, there's not a single person commenting on this who knows more than Tom Izzo does.
That's right.
Leave him the fuck alone.
Yep. I completely agree. But
with Tom Izzo being one of the best coaches in college basketball, Jeremy, who do you think would one of the worst I said football, but basketball. Who do you think one of the worst coaches in college basketball would be?
I'm going to go with Greg Marshall.
what?
Oh, no, not him. Who's the... Oh, yeah, Bruce Weber.
Yeah, what do you think of Bruce Weber?
Oh, Bruce Weber, go fuck yourself. Okay, so for 4 times in the last 5 trips under Bruce Weber, K-State is exiting the NCAA tournament in the first fucking round, losing to one time to a number 1 seed, the rest of the times to clearly inferior opponents from lesser conferences. Bruce Weber, it's time for you to go. Yet somehow, you are still respected and regarded by people in the college basketball community as this great coach. You're not a great coach. You're not a good coach. You're wearing regular size shoes, but you're not fooling me. You're a fucking clown. Not even a good clown either. One of those sad, shitty French clowns from a foreign film. Those clowns, the ones that are in the fucking black and white that nobody can understand what's happening, the ones that smoke cigarettes. You don't make balloon animals or anything. Probably a worm. That's how bad you suck at everything you do. But you've got this resume. You've taken 3 teams to the Sweet 16. Sounds great, right? Except it's always been with teams that you've inherited, teams that were good, that had good coaches before, that brought in good players. Northern Illinois, you had a good team. You took them to the Sweet 16. Great. Illinois, you took them to the national championship game, except you did it with players that you inherited from KU's fucking coach, right? So you had the best players money could buy. Then from there, the entire program just went downhill. You were heavily favored in that national championship game, and you fucking blew it. Why? Because you got out-coached. Then you come to K-State. First year you're there, you take a share of the Big 12 championship. Not with your players, but with the last guy's fucking players, Frank Martin's. They were better players, and they spent 2 years with you, and then 5 of your returning players checked out. They went to other programs because they saw what a shit coach you are, and it didn't matter where they went, they were going to be better off than they were with you. That's just the fucking reality of it. You can't teach offense. You had the lowest scoring offense in the Big 12 Conference this year. You had the lowest free throw percentage of any team in the Big 12 Conference this year, so you can't teach fundamentals. You can't develop players. You can't motivate players. You can't strategize. You can't make adjustments. Hell, buddy, you can't fucking coach. That's just the reality you need to face. You sure as hell can't give an interview. Have you heard your voice? Oh my God, it's like somebody took 2 cats and hopped them up on crystal meth and tied their tails together. Just... And I wish I was exaggerating on that. That's a pretty solid fucking Bruce Weber impression. It really is. This, everybody talks about how you took them to the Elite Eight last year. Sounds very impressive. Till you look at the path that they went through. You beat Creighton, big fucking deal. Then you got the benefit of the only team ever to go beyond the first round and play a number 16 seed. UCMB. I'm not even sure what the fuck that stands for, but they almost beat you. Up until the last minute, that game was in doubt. Then you went on to the Sweet 16. You played a very lackluster Kentucky team, barely beat them. Then you got your ass stomped by Loyola Chicago, the Missouri Valley champion. You're the Big 12, surprise story of the year. You had all these great players. Every analyst who looked at them said they've been winning their games because they've got such great back cuts. And you adjusted for that by doing not a goddamn thing. You thought what you would do, you were already doing was good enough, and it bit you in the ass. So, come this year, yes, you won a share of the Big 12 championship again. Not because you were so good. The rest of the league was uncommonly bad. Any other year with a typical KU team, they would have mopped the fucking floor with you. Yes, you finished ranked 18th, except you started the season ranked 11th. So you went downhill from there. You got into the fucking Big 12 tournament. You had the game wrapped up. Lost it. Fucking pissed it away at the end. Then this year, or in the NCAA tournament this year, you played UC Irvine. Not Cal, not UCLA, not, who's the other one? USC? No. UC Irvine. I don't even know where the fuck Irvine is. I know it's in California somewhere, but they're nobodies. And suddenly, halfway through the first half, they switched to a zone defense, a 2-3 zone defense. They teach it in junior high, and you went, holy fuck, what is this? What is this sorcery? There's only one way to get past this bad behavior, which is to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. You went into halftime and said, fellas, what we're doing is not working. What we need to do is more of that. You came out in the second half without making a single adjustment. You couldn't make a three-pointer to save your ass. And you insisted on the team just passing it around the perimeter, not even trying to work it inside. Using up all the shot clock you could, trying to force a fucking shot that they couldn't make. Anytime they got it into the inside, it's like you told your fucking big guy, McCall Mayween, stand there till you've got 2 guys draped on you before you attempt a shot. You didn't do a goddamn thing to try and break what is one of the simplest defenses in the game of basketball, and you got your ass kicked because of it. You suck as a fucking coach. You are like the 5th leg on a table. Okay? It looks like you're providing support and stabilization, but really you're just a useless waste of space that's good for nothing but stubbing toes. That's all you are. You are a human double play. You just fucking kill all the motivation. You had a guy on your team who could have been the next Christian Laettner, and he is no better off after 4 years with you than when he started. So you need a nickname for the next team that you go to so they know what they're getting into. In my personal opinion, cunt face cocksucker. But I know that they can't say that on TV. So I'm going to go with the human fleshlight because I would love to see you go fuck yourself.
That was Go Fuck Yourself, brought to you by Weber's Asbestos Installation. Want to take a step forward in insulation? Take 2 steps back with Weber's Asbestos Installation. Also brought to you by Jenga. Let someone else build it up so you can tear it down. Jenga. Go Fuck Yourself, not really brought to you by Jenga.
Well, thank you for letting us know how you really feel about Mr. Bruce Weber.
I don't care for the man.
And in your defense too, I'm an Illinois fan. When he was at Illinois, I wanted him fired for so long, and he was at Southern Illinois, not Northern Illinois before that.
I'm fucking frustrated. I don't know up from down. That's where I'm at with this guy. I don't even know directions anymore.
I did like Frank Martin when he was at K-State, and
I did too.
I was like, all right, I'm finally going to root for a Kansas team. I like Frank Martin. He's passionate. I'm going to root for K-State. And then Illinois finally fires Weber, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And then he goes to K-State, and I was like, well, there went that. Yep. I'm not rooting for them now. I can't do it.
Yep.
It has almost been criminal the way that if Frank Martin would have had Dean Wade, he would have probably gone to the NBA last year, because that's really the only part of his game that's lacking is his mental toughness. He doesn't know how to take over a game. He doesn't realize just how big and how good he really is. And he's timid. And so, after 4 years with Bruce Weber, he is every bit as timid and, unassertive as he ever was. And it's a shame. And it's like everything that Bruce Weber touches turns out to be a disappointment.
He's like
Southern Illinois.
He's a shitty King Midas.
He kinda, yeah.
Everything he touches turns to shit.
It turns to shit that you got to pay for.
Okay, all right. So let's get to the last part of the segment of the show, which actually we're going to take our picks for the rest of the games in the Sweet 16. Let's start off Virginia Tech Duke. The ACC matchup, and I want to make a correction because actually I said that Virginia Tech beat Duke with a healthy Zion. I was wrong.
I thought you were wrong.
I was wrong. I thought it was at the beginning of the year. It was actually at the later end of the year when Zion was hurt.
Yeah.
So I do apologize. So I'm going to take Duke. Jeremy, Duke?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go Duke. All three of us. Congratulations. LSU, Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Michigan State for myself as well.
I just want to pick all the teams Jeremy picks so I don't have to wear the shot collar.
Listen, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be honest with you guys.
I haven't broke that news yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
For what it's worth, okay, now since Derek just absolutely spilled the beans, we put out something on Facebook that basically said, out of the three of us, whoever has the worst bracket gets to wear a shot collar on the show, because we put out it on Facebook for suggestions of what the punishment for the person who has the worst bracket. And one of the suggestions, and I think probably one of the best suggestions, was wearing a shot collar throughout the show, and either myself, whoever wins can shock them at any point during the show, especially if they're doing a go fuck yourself. I think that'd be hilarious.
And for the rest of you who had suggestions, come on, okay? We take things very serious on the show. We don't fuck around and joke around, okay? You guys with your fucking jokes, we get it. You could have be fucking serious. Take what we do seriously. We're not your fucking Bruce Weber clown.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry. Anyway, Florida State, Gonzaga. I have a bet.
Florida State.
I'm going to say Gonzaga.
Okay. I have a bet, and I'm going to tag him, Mr. Nolan Williams. I have a bet that Florida State beats Gonzaga in this game.
I think I've got Florida State in my bracket, but I think Gonzaga.
Gonzaga looks good. Gonzaga really does look good. Okay. I think if they don't lose this game, they lose next game. But I think Florida State has the tools. Florida State has looked very, very good, very consistent. I'm taking Florida State. Anyways, Texas Tech, Michigan. Come on, kids.
That one's tough. That's going to be a great game.
Yep.
I'm going to go Michigan.
Derek?
In my bracket, I have Michigan.
Okay. I also have Michigan.
Big Ten. Yeah, I have to.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the South. We're going to go Virginia, Oregon.
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, Virginia.
Yep, I got Virginia as well. Man, we're agreeing with each other a lot on these. Here's one I think we'll disagree on. Tennessee, Purdue.
I'm going to take Purdue.
Purdue.
Holy shit, we all agree. Purdue it is.
Big Ten.
This one I think is actually going to be a pretty damn close game, and it's kind of scary, but Auburn, UNC.
UNC.
God, I want to get some points over Derek. I'll be honest with you. I am looking forward to wearing that shock collar. I don't know.
Sure.
Electric shock's the only way I can get an erection. So, and dog collars. I got to be wearing a dog collar too. But, and by that, I'm talking about Derek's dick.
That's my condom.
Yes.
collar.
Yeah, he calls it his dog collar.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be my cock ring.
Scotty took that dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go North Carolina.
He's training it pretty good.
Okay, I got North Carolina as well. Last game, Kentucky, Houston.
I'm going to go Houston.
Are you?
I am.
I don't think that's
hard.
I don't think it's a bad
I don't
pick.
think it's a bad pick, but I'm going to go with what I got in my bracket and go
Me too.
Kentucky.
I'm going to go Kentucky as well. So if it does come to what we all picked, as far, I'm kind of keeping track here as far as majority goes, we would have the game to go to the Final Four be Duke, Michigan State. Who do you got?
Duke.
Michigan State. I picked them to win it all.
Fucking tough one for me too. This is where I gotta go with my bracket that I initially put when I put Duke, but damn it, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan State won that one. Okay, I've
Two
got
of the best coaches in college basketball.
Okay, well, true. I've got so I'm gonna have in the next round to go to the Final Four. I'm gonna have.
Hey, you know
Florida.
who's not a good college basketball coach?
Bruce Weber.
Bruce Weber, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have Florida State, Michigan here, but I think you're gonna have Gonzaga, Michigan. Do you think Michigan could beat Gonzaga?
Yes.
You think Michigan will beat Gonzaga? Mm-hmm. Okay, and I've got Michigan beating Florida State, and you also had Florida State too, I believe, didn't you?
I have Florida State beating Gonzaga.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So you're in the same boat as I am. So you got Michigan versus Florida State.
yeah, and I think Michigan probably wins that.
I got Michigan as
So
well.
we all have Michigan there.
Yeah, all of us have Michigan.
And how fucking
so Duke, Michigan
wild
right
would
there.
that be in Final Four game, Michigan State?
That was Big Ten championship.
Yeah, that was
wasn't
Big
it?
Ten championship, and Michigan State
They don't
took them
like
home.
each other. I don't know if you guys
apparently.
knew that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
That's
Damn.
some inside baseball right here when it comes to college basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we took Virginia, and all of us picked Purdue. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of shocked there. So Virginia, Purdue. Who you got going to the Final Four in that game? Come on, it's not that hard.
That's tough.
I got Virginia.
I know you got Virginia.
It looks real good.
For what it's worth, I've only missed, let's see, one of these games. In my original bracket, I had, who did I have here?
I'm going to go Virginia.
Okay.
That's who I have in my bracket.
Okay.
I'll go Purdue.
You'll go Purdue as well.
Shit.
Our unfiltered sportscast bracket on ESPN, we have every single team except for Texas Tech. Texas Tech and Tennessee. We picked Cincinnati to beat Iowa and beat Tennessee, and then we also had Buffalo beating Texas Tech coming off of a really bad Big 12 tournament.
I didn't have that.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, okay,
I
so
don't remember what I had. I wish I had
final-
my bracket to look at.
UNC and I'll let you have it. UNC and Houston. We have UNC and Kentucky. Me and Derek.
Okay, fair enough.
So who do you got? UNC and Houston.
UNC in Houston, North Carolina.
Okay.
North Carolina.
North Carolina for me too. So our Final Four. So when we come back next episode, we will have the Final Four. We'll see how our predictions went. But before we end the show, we always like to give a shout out to a sponsor called StrikeForceEnergy.com. It is a supplement to a bottle of water or any beverage for that matter. It is an energy drink supplement. It comes in a box full of 10 packets that are liquid base that you can pour into a regular bottle of water, just like this right here. And
You'll want more water.
obviously.
Less bottle.
Yeah, exactly. They have 5 flavors. I've only got 4 on my desk right now. They also have coffee, but on my desk I've got orange, lemon, grape, and original, which tastes like fruit punch or Nick Foles.
Yes.
Nick Foles, right?
Scotty's butt chugging the coffee right now.
Yeah.
Actually, butt chugging may actually become a fucking deal. I'm not even joking.
Right to his anus.
That's right.
I am not even joking right now. I have an update. Currently, we're trying to get a confirmation for email to where you could go onto strikeforceenergy.com, use the promo code BUTTCHUG, BUTTCHUG, and get 20% off of your total order that can be delivered to you worldwide. It is actually a very good product. I'm not just bullshitting. I always say, I have a whole bunch of friends that are in the military that have sworn by it for years. That's what they use. Plus, a lot of hunters, I didn't point this out, but a lot of hunters that go out and actually carry like energy drink cans and stuff like that makes a lot of noise when the cans are empty. If you've got bottles of water and stuff like that, it doesn't make near the noise.
I
And
would
so
think butt chugging would make a lot of noise, though.
Oh, it doesn't.
You've
No,
got
it's very quiet.
That's so fucking terrible. Oh, God.
Till later.
Right.
When it comes out. But you got to hold it. You're in a tree stand. You don't shit your pants.
That's terrible. Ugh, gross. But anyways, guys, do us a favor. Check them out on strikeforceenergy.com. Currently, the promo code is no more cans. Hopefully, if it comes out,
Hopefully no more cans.
Hopefully,
That's right.
no more cans. Hopefully, butt chug.
Hashtag butt chug.
That's exactly right. Again, do check them out, strikeforceenergy.com. For right now, promo code no more cans. Thank you guys so much. And I think that pretty much is going to wrap it up. I don't have anything else unless any of you guys do.
Fuck you, Bruce Weber.
Other than that,
Thank you for pissing on my dream.
well, on this show, we always like to say, please do us a favor. Like us on Facebook. Facebook page is The Unfiltered Sportscast. We are also on YouTube. The channel is called Unfiltered Sportscast. Do us a favor on that. Subscribe, check the notification bell so you will be alerted every single time that we come out with new episodes. And I've kind of got it down to a science now, actually. The last episode came out on Wednesday, went really, really smoothly. So hopefully we can get that done tonight. But we always like to say on this show, please tell your friends, tell your family, share the show. That's how we get the word out there. But if
you don't like us, tell your enemies.
That's exactly right, guys.
We are also on Twitter.
Oh, that's right. We are on Twitter.
At the Unfiltered Crew, or at Unfiltered Crew on Twitter.
What's this now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm not familiar with Twitter.
We're twatty.
It's like MySpace, kind of.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So
awesome. So also check us out. Follow us on Twitter at Unfiltered Sports
at
Crew.
Unfiltered Crew.
Oh, Unfiltered
Dates.
Crew. Sorry.
Dates, show dates.
That's right. You do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, April 30th. It's a little ways away, but I'll be working with Olivia Grace, who got famous from being in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store. She wrote for the Bruce Willis Roast,
Awesome.
and she's been on all the Comedy Central seasons of Roast Battle.
Awesome. Sweet.
So-
and Jeremy.
Yes, I have a correction to make. In Newton at the Meridian Center will be April 12th. I had said the 15th before. That would have been on a Monday. That would have been fucking stupid. It's a Friday, the
Nice.
12th. It's a luau, $20 to get in, but that comes with dinner. And
Sweet.
then there will be a bar there as well. So come get drunk. Unfortunately, I'm breaking a rule. Got to be filtered.
Aww.
PG-13 show, so if you like some fucking clean jokes, come watch me do my goddamn comedy.
All right. Well, guys, we will see you next time. And like we always like to say here,
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
we'll see you. Take care.